Hi everyone! So you've probably noticed I'm actually sitting in a different location. That's because Emma's kindly let me borrow her room for this video because it's got better lighting, and Jake's also on the PS4 in my room, so I'm sure you don't want all of that going on in the background as well. This is a video that has been highly requested by many people due to a Twitter poll I did many weeks ago now. Sorry, I've been busy. I'd just like to point out I'm not an expert in anything that I do. This is just everything that I find works for me and things that I've found that I've loved, how it looks on me. Feel free to try it. If not, stick to your own techniques, or even tell me, hey, you should try this with your eyeliner, try this with this or that, and we can help each other out. So, and another disclaimer, a lot of my stuff that is branded, you'll see later on in the video, it's not legit. I'm a student, I buy things on eBay to try them out. You'll know exactly what I'm on about when it comes to that point in the video, and I'll make that very clear now. Same with my makeup brushes, none of them are really branded due to like Christmas presents, and my mum will just go to the shop and be like, hey, I've got you some new brushes. I'm like, oh, thanks. So although they're not branded like, oh, MAC so and so number, these brushes are good, and if you do have any recommendations for decent brushes, please pop them down in the comments below, because I do need some new brushes eventually. So without any further ado, let's get started. So the first thing I always start with is clipping up my hair. If a lot of you have a fringe or a long piece of hair that used to be a fringe, you don't really want it getting in your face like this, looking like The Grudge or Samara. So let's clip that up. I always find these clips are quite useful. If you know what they're called, please tell me, because I just call them doodah clips. So that's out of my face, hopefully. Yeah, that's not really budging. Wicked! So I start with my foundation, which is my trusty Rimmel 24-hour protection in the colour Ivory. I've never really tried the whole 25-hour thing, but it is a good coverage foundation. It's more my winter coverage for foundation. My summer one is the Rimmel Wake Me Up, which I don't have at the moment, and it is getting quite hot, so I am going to have to go find one of those. But I love this so much, and I apply it with a little paddle brush, which is quite dirty. Whoops. My housemate Harley got this for me for my birthday. There was a set from Amazon, and I find these are absolutely amazing for applying foundation, concealer, and even like normal face powder. They just get your coverage everywhere. It's bloody fantastic. The key is to blend, and my brush probably needs a wash, so it's probably not going to blend as well as it would when it's brand new. That's all I find with the paddle brushes. When a foundation brush gets used, it's alright, but these ones tend to become quite streaky, so if you do want to get one, do be careful. Next thing I do, let's move out of the way, is my concealer. I live by this concealer. It's the best one I've ever tried, and I've never really had to buy another one, and it's the Collection Lasting Perfection concealer in Fair, because it kind of, I did have the darker one, which was number 2 medium, but they did a bit of a rebranding and it's now just too dark for my skin, so I put this under my eyes and just on my blemishes, if there's any scarring or anywhere, because can't have that. And with the same brush, I just blend. I apologise in advance for lighting. If it is going on and off, today has been quite not rubbish. It's been nice and hot, but it's been quite cloudy and overcast. So the sun's kind of trying its hardest to come back out, and it's just getting stuck behind clouds. And Michaela, if you're watching, I hope you're enjoying the sun in Lanzarote, because it seems to have been sucked from Lincoln right now, so you've taken it with you. please send me some sun back. That'll be appreciated. My powder, I use the Collection Pressed Powder in 2 Tender Touch. When it comes to buying powder, I always seem to buy the wrong one because it looks... I've had shades 1 through to 3 because I just pick up one up, going, that's the one, take it home. Oh, no, it's not, because I always forget which one it is. So now I can look back to this video and no, it's number 2. Number 2. I apply this one with the largest paddle brush from the same set as the one before, and this is awesome for doing face powder. And it just gets everywhere, like you never really miss anywhere, and you need to just do like big strokes on your face, and it just seems to cover everything up, which is good. And it feels so soft as well. Next thing I use is a bronzer. I don't know how to contour. I'm going to put it out there. All this contouring you see girls do, I don't know how to do it. I've never known, and I've tried to learn, and I just can't find a good contour kit. So if anyone knows anyone, please tell me. Because sometimes the lighter shade is my skin tone, the darker shade's too dark for me, and I can't really get that whole highlighty contoured look because it just looks a big smeary mess because my skin's so light that it just blends in like a foundation. I'm like, oh, great. But the one I use, and it did get broken, I went to Jake's sister's house, and in a suitcase it got broken, which is really sad because it was such a pretty lip design. But it's the Collection Bronze Glow Mosaic. It has a mixture of shades in it, and it just comes to a nice go on your face. For that I use this brush. It's kind of like an angled, I don't know, brush. This was from Wilko's. My mum brought this one for me because I needed a brush and she just thought it was pretty because it was pink. That's what my mum's like. And for that I put it just under my cheekbones, put a little pouty face and just blend it under there. Next up is my blusher. I stole this from my mum. She knows I took it because it was pretty. It's just a Natural Collection blusher. It's like all about face in blusher powder bronze. They're so creative with their names. They're just straight to the point really, aren't they? For this I used this brush, which was also from Wilko's, in a little set I got for Christmas one year, and it's just a cute little blusher brush that's just really soft and cute. See what I mean about my brushes? I just wing it all the time. Again, I put a pouty face and I just blend that in my cheeks above where I put the bronzer. One of my favourite products next is my highlighter. It's so beautiful. It's so pretty. And I just love it. It's by Makeup Revolution and it's the Vivid Baked Highlighter. Now, I live by this highlighter. I have another set which I do use quite a lot, but this just gives it that nice sparkly glow which you just need. For this I use this brush. I'm not too sure what its actual job's supposed to be. I need to get one of the fan brushes for highlight, but I tend to just fan it out a little bit, like stretch it out, and then just apply it to my cheeks and just a little bit of my nose, and I think the Cupid's bow, that's what it's called. I don't really go over the top with my highlighter because I just find that sometimes too much highlighter just makes me look weird, and I'm not too sure why. So that's my face done. Next thing I go on to is my eyebrows. I use Miss Sporty eyebrow pencil in number 4 Blonde. This isn't the one I always use. I usually use one from Collection which twists up, but they didn't have it, so I've gone to use this one, and I found that this one is actually really good for eyebrows, so I thought, why not? I do need my eyebrows threading, so I'm so sorry. But I start by drawing a line under my eyebrows, very faintly, following the natural hair. So I don't really draw it on, just kind of gently brush. Alright, second of all, I use, just to kind of set that a little bit, I use MAC Omega. This is an eyeshadow which I find does work for eyebrows. If you have weird blonde eyebrows like me, it's the best one. Because I can wear brown, I can go blonde, but I prefer blonde because I have such light hair. And if I did dark, then I just look a bit silly. So I use that with this angled brush. Let's have a look. With this angled brush, which again was from a Wilko set, but if you've got any small angled brush, that will work. So I put that on, and I, again, just follow it through the natural hair, the natural shape of your eyebrows, just fill them in. And I find that works well. You can sometimes blend with your finger underneath just to make it look a bit better. But that's my eyebrows done. After that I do my eyes. I kind of do the cut crease technique, but my eyes aren't the right shape to do a really successful cut crease. If anyone has like narrow or hooded eyes and you can do a cut crease, please tell me how to do that, because I would love to learn. And for that I use the Makeup Revolution, the Redemption Palette Iconic 3. I use the lighter brown first of all in my creases, then I do the dark brown shade to give it more depth. For that I use this brush, which is double-sided, which I feel is really, really good. I think this was also another purchase from Wilko's, but it's got the angled brush on one end which I use to apply, and on the other end it's got this kind of blend brush that I just use to blend, which I find it's really good if you go over with one and then blend with the other. I do have this little blending brush which I then go over to give it a proper good blend. So I take light shade and I work that into the crease of my eye. It can be a bit messy, so I just follow the natural curve of my eye around, and then just blend as I go along. So if you blend, blend, blend to make it a bit neater. Like that. Then with the darker shade, go underneath where you've just done, so it really in the crease of your eye. So you can leave it like that if you do want a cut crease. You can put concealer on the lid of your eye and leave it like that, but I always like a bit of colour, especially in the summer, and just brings out my eyes a lot more. So for this I use the Kylie Burgundy palette in the colour New York. In a disclaimer, this is a cheap one from eBay. It cost about £4. And I wanted to try out the palette before I spent the money on getting a real one. I do love this palette so much, and I will be spending money to get the real one. But if you're on a budget like me, this is definitely a good knockoff. So for that I use this eyeshadow brush, which is from the same set as the other one I just used, and I put this just on my actual eyelid. Should look something like that. Just to make sure, I go over again with this and I just do another blend, 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 just to make sure everything's all blended in. So with my eyes and my eyebrows done, I go back to my trusty highlighter, this time with the really short paddle brush. It's the tiniest one, which I think is really cute. And I apply that to underneath my brows, in the inner corners of my eyes. Once that's all done, I use eyeliner, the Extreme 24-Hour Colour Felt. I'm currently using the Extreme 24-Hour Felt Tip from Collection. I always find with eyeliner that holding the outer corner of the eye and pulling it works. A lot of people say that you don't. It's the only method that works for me. So I start by doing a line halfway to 3/4 of my eye and working the way out. Out of corner of my eye, I draw a line up like that, and then I meet that with the line that I've already done to make a wing. So a lot of people do eyeliner differently. This method works well for me. I find that this method works for me. I find that it is very pin-up. So it's a very pin-up method because I love my rockabilly pin-up style hair, makeup, fashion. So I've always really done my eyeliner so it's very rockabilly. So, and pin-up girl style has always suited my eye. I will try other eyeliner techniques, but for me, this one always works well. My favourite mascara is the Maybelline Lash Sensational in an Intense Black. See, a lot of people do this whole, they cross over eyes. I switch hands. If I'm doing it wrong, then I don't care. Final thing I do is my lipstick. I use the NYX or NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the colour Stockholm. I love this lipstick. It feels so nice on your lips. It dries really quickly, it doesn't smudge, and half the time you don't even notice it's there. It's bloody amazing. So I take my hair out. It's going to be such a mess because it's so hot in this room. And that's my makeup done. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a huge thumbs up and comment down below any brush brands or makeup brands you recommend me trying. If there's anything like that you do that you think I should do, just drop it all down there and I'll reply to your comments. All my links are in the down bar below. I will link you to some of these products if I can find them online, and I will see you all again soon. Bye!